Hey, welcome back. We're on day 9 today, and we're doing some more arm practice. And yeah, I've put on this nice jacket so I can get a better placement for the microphone. And also, today's a great day. We have a new system for recording the drawing. I mean, look at that. That is something. This I didn't want to get this because I thought it would be a problem with wobble, but since it's on a different desk, there's not going to be any wobble. We're fine. Well, hopefully there won't be. But yeah, you're in for a much better viewing experience this time, I hope, at least. I have tested it out and it looks pretty good. Anyway, let's get straight to the arms. We've got a little bit to cover, so hop on that. Wait for the wobble to stop a little bit. Oh, look at this. This is so much more comfortable. You won't believe it. Yeah, we're set up. We've got everything ready. This time I came prepared. Got the eraser. I've got a red pen in case I want to highlight anything. And today we're using where is it? It's a Koh-i-Noor Versatile. We'll turn off the autofocus lock. Koh-i-Noor Versatile. It's just a lead holder. The cheapest I could find. It's 2 millimeters. Actually, probably my favorite pencil. I know I say that about a fair bit of pencils, but this really is one of my favorites. I've also customized it a little bit because it doesn't have a grip, so I filed in some grooves, made it mine. Got some cartridge paper for today, just go in with the basics. And I've got the references, which of course you can find in the description below. It'll be on the Pinterest board. So yeah, nothing else to do but to go ahead and work on it. Let's start off with using a technique which I saw. I'm trying to remember what artist I saw using this. I think it was Koteri Ink. I don't know how you pronounce his name properly on his like Instagram handle, but he was showing off this technique. What I believe it might have been on his Patreon, but I cannot remember. And I really, really like it. It helps you just get the general build of everything in, and then you can focus on putting in all the rest of the hand. We'll put this in for now. We'll focus on the hand later on. Even with this more professional setup, we're still missing the bits. Still bad at managing where we're putting it. Oh, let me adjust a little bit. Oh, look at that. It's so easy. Man, no, this was a good idea to get this. All right, let's start filling in the rough shape of this arm here. This is a less muscular arm, and like I said, still got a defined shoulder, which is good on him, you know. Did some working out. I believe this looks like a sculpture, but I'm not too sure. It is a BuzzFeed post for some reason. Let's this out. Or lower this back down again. And lock in the focus. Alright. I do apologize if I'm playing around with this a little bit too much today. This is a little bit new to me still. I haven't used something like this before, so bear with me as I figure it out and have the best setup possible for you guys. I was thinking about the best ways to improve this overall at the moment from what we're doing, and I thought the best way was just to get the absolute clearest angle I could for drawing without it interfering with me as well as you guys. So I think this was a wise choice. This was a very cheap solution as well. All it took was buying a very cheap microphone arm, and I'm sure if I bought a better one it wouldn't have much wobble or anything to it, but if the desk moves, so will the arm. So it's like, I'm not 100% sure that will be the case with more expensive ones, but I don't want to find out at the moment. If something like this is what I'll need later on, then we can think about that later on. For now, I am over the moon with this. This is a really, really good solution for me. All right, we're filling out all of this again. As you can see, the arm, obviously we can still see the muscles in this arm, but not as defined as in the last pieces. I don't actually know if I have them anywhere here. Well, I did put them somewhere. If I can get them for you guys, so we have reference. Oh, there we go. So for reference, these were the ones from the last lesson. So for the part 1, you can actually check that video in the little thing up here in the screen, whatever it is, the card. But this was me building the arms in a much more muscular way. This here is something that you'd see day to day, something a little bit more I wouldn't say normal, don't want to be saying anything against that build, just more of the ordinary, I'd say. Nothing too out there. I sound like I'm talking a lot of gibberish today. I may be. Just one of those days. It's all cool. What I'm actually going to do is clean out the inside here a little bit. And I hope you guys are grabbing your paper. If you've got your pencils, your paper, your pen, whatever you want to use. I hope you've got it by hand and you're joining in with us today. I want to make sure you guys are practicing too. This is the best excuse I've ever had to get drawing and to practice. So I very much enjoy making these videos. They are a pleasure. I also want to thank you guys for the recent interest in these videos. I'm glad that they're reaching some people, and I'm glad that people can watch these and get something out of it. I know I've said that a lot, but I just want you guys to know I'm very grateful for this. Especially if you guys reaching out in the comments below. I'm very happy to answer any questions or answer any comments. So fire away. All right, we're getting to the dreaded hand once again. No one likes the hand. It's just too complicated sometimes. But we might have to do it, We can't run away from these responsibilities too much. The arm, I'll make it a little bit more curved. Like this. Awesome. And then the thumb here. Like, the thing is, this reference is in a very strange position, so please bear with me as I try and figure this out. The thumb goes here, from what I can see. That is a strange position. I'm never good at drawing thumbs. I don't know what it is. Just doesn't hit the spot there. That is a weird looking thumb. No, it's way too big. All right, but that's all right. That's why we've got erasers for that. We'll just go in again. Can I move this up a little bit without it messing up the light? There we go. Oh man. So, okay, so when we're struggling with something like this, I think it's best that we just break it up into as simple a form as we can. It looks like a quacking duck. I think as soon as we get these sort of shapes going, becomes easier. So if we look at the thumb on the picture, you can see it almost looks like this sort of shape that we're building here. So why not make it that shape? The thumb there as an indication. Then the fingers go here. I don't, oh man, I wasn't paying attention to the hand much when I was picking this reference. Did not realize it was so weird. I think it's only weird because the whole thing is upwards rather than usually you'd have it sideways, right? And then we've got the fingers. Again, like I always like to stress, we're choosing the amount of detail we want to put into this. I'm going to choose to try and put in a decent amount of detail with this one. So I want it to challenge me a little bit today. I'm not 100% feeling this art today, but if I challenge myself, that's just going to force me to step out of my comfort zone, and I just know that when I succeed, it will feel a lot better, and it will be a lot more rewarding that way. So if I push through this and get it done, it will be worth it. When I was working professionally as an artist, I had someone on the team. They were helping me out. They were pretty much my art director, and I could always also say mentor. They were very great at finding what I needed to do to get to that next level with my drawing. And there's something really cool that he said to me. He told me that whenever you feel like you're stuck on a piece, or like, anything you try just isn't working with a certain piece, that is the exact moment where you know, like, you're about to improve. That is the exact moment where you know you're going to, as soon as you break through to the next step, and breaking through requires different things. Sometimes it might require a break. Sometimes it might require you go out, do a course, or sometimes it requires you to go on a drawing frenzy for 15 hours straight and practice one thing. But after you get past that and you do what needs to be done, that is exactly the point where you start to see your art elevate much, much, much higher. And he was very, very right about that. Now, when you're working professionally, there isn't really much of a option for taking a break. Can't really take a break. You've got to be producing. It's a business after all, so you do have to remember that you are there to fulfill a business's needs, and you're there for them. You're working for them. So there's not really much choice of a break. So that's good because it forces you to go down a different route. So usually if I was doing this on my own, I would say, hey, I'm going to take a break now, and it's going to be a long break, and I'm not going to pick up a pencil for a long time. I'm going to try something else. And during that time, you wouldn't improve as quickly. But because we have to do this for the business and we have to do it fast, that means we need to produce the work and we need to find ways around it. So we need to do something like a course, or we need to go and do some studies, or practice a lot more from reference, for example. So there isn't much of a choice, but because there isn't much of a choice, which is a topic I want to talk about in general in like a sort of podcast episode, choice really does limit our creativity. You have too much choice, you get caught up in choice, and then you don't make the correct decisions that you need to, and you get caught up in work and not the important things. But as soon as you take out that choice, you things become a lot clearer and your mind opens up and you become a lot more creative with what you have. So I definitely think choice is not a great thing. I It is obviously a great thing, but not always. I think we produce our best work when that choice is very limited. So that is a topic for like a discussion video at some point. All right, that to be honest, this arm is pretty much done. We've done the remembering to make some of the lines a little bit thicker. You know, that's still focus. We still have to do that. Let's see. Let's do another one real quick. Just a quick one so we can practice a little bit more. All right. What have we got here? Okay, got another little bit of a complicated one. This one's attached to a body, which is great. Let's do this one here. Roll this down a little bit. Actually, I'll do it on the other side so we've got a clear canvas. You're going to see the thing from behind a little bit, but this is all practice. Doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to do what we just did again. So let's do this technique thing that we were doing. Draw a circle here. This kind of another complicated one because it's in a strange position. Wouldn't usually draw a hand in this position. Or an arm, sorry. I keep saying hand. But I'm going to put all this in. Make sure we're following the reference. This is someone kneeling down, so I'll add a little bit of stuff in here for reference, just so we know, but that's not our focus today. Our focus is the arm, so we're going to ignore that for now. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. We've got all this in, so let's start building in. I very much want to talk about simplifying stuff in life. I've always been someone that just searches for new apps and stuff and new gear to make these videos and new pencils and new pens and new sketchbooks, always looking for a different one. In reality, it's really the simple things that just need to be there. Like you just need the basics and then you can go. Like with a great example is these videos. You know, I was trying to do these more edited and like set up and planned more professional. I'm not saying they were professional, but like more higher production, I guess, value videos. I was trying to do all that and it wasn't sitting right with me. I don't know what it is. Like I'm sure I'll do a video like that from time to time, but it wasn't sitting fully right with me. I just didn't enjoy it as much as picking up my camera, putting it down for a sketching video, and just talking over it. Just as real as I can be with you, as minimal editing. I'll do a little bit of editing with these because I have a tendency to voice crack and I don't want you guys to hear that. So if you ever see a cut, that's why. But yeah, usually it's either that or the microphone that I have at the moment screws up because I don't know. They're great, but they just occasionally have a weird issue where they will turn off or go fuzzy for a bit. So that's usually why I have to make a cut. But my point is I simplified and I went to the most basic form of video I could. And I love it. I love doing this. This is really hit the spot when it comes to content creation for me. I've tried Instagram, I've tried TikTok, tried doing all these different forms of creating content. And I'm not the biggest fan of it. It just really becomes a chase of the algorithm afterwards, and I felt like I was making videos for the algorithm rather than videos that I really wanted to make. And I guess that could just be my inexperience as a cinematographer or video maker or whatever you want to call it. But this hit the right spot, and I'm very, very, very grateful that I can be doing this right now. It feels right to me. It feels right to be real with you guys and just sit down and do something that I love doing whilst slightly teaching and getting you guys to join along as well. That's important to me because I want us all to be here getting as good as we can. I'm gonna do like this kind of looks like a fish fin from what is that, Gumball or something? They have like hands like this. They look like fish fins because they are fish, I think. The orange guy, he's a fish. I never watched that cartoon. I do wish I did, but this is, we can look at this from a great perspective here because I hate drawing. I hate drawing hands because I'm not great at it, but because of this, I'm being forced to draw these hands, and that's gonna do wonders for like my ability to draw them in the long run. So this is for the better, and this is great because it's forcing me to draw these hands. Which also reminds me, we will be getting to a point where we are drawing just hands. And yeah, no, that's not going to be. I mean, it's not going to be fun at the beginning, but we'll get there afterwards, and it'll become fun after that. To be honest, I'm a person who very much enjoys learning, so learning this stuff's a lot of fun in itself. So I can't really say I like really hate drawing these hands, but it's definitely the moment where my brain is working its hardest during these like drawing videos, especially with the fact that I talk over them as well. That's I did think for a while that I should just draw and then voice over just so I can focus on one thing at a time and make sure it's being done to the best ability. But that way I wouldn't be pushing myself right now, and I think I can get a lot more out of doing that and pushing myself and practicing talking, drawing, all of it at once. I think that's going to bring some good effects for me. So this is as much for me, no, as much content for you guys as it is for me as well. It's a form of practicing for me, and I don't know about you guys, but I want to be someone that's constantly learning. And I feel like if you're teaching, you always have to constantly learn and you constantly have to be improving yourself just so you can obviously provide the best material for others. And I like that. I like the sound of that. And with the sound of that, that looks like we are done with another arm. That one kind of went by quickly. But I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I'd say I'm happier with this one than I am with the first one we did. Let's have a look. I mean, this one's not bad, obviously, but I think this one, that's a lot nicer. Yeah, I'm happy with that one. So, in terms of arms right now, we're not done. We are nowhere near done. This is, what is it? Part one. Then we've got part two. Now we're going to get on to part three in the next one because we need to practice this more. And after part three, we'll do the hands. Yeah, I think that sounds good. I was thinking whether we should break it down into the like sections of the arm, but I think that might be a little bit overkill, but we will see. Next will come the hands. So how about that with the camera angle? I mean, it's not perfect. I'll still figure it out, but I very, very Man, I like this thing. I'm happy about it. I'm so hands-free now. There's no like massive because previously, for those of for those of you interested, I was using this and propping it up here and moving it around, and I was kind of like sitting, drawing like this with this. Yeah, it's not perfect. I may do with it, but I thought it'll be good to get something a little better in here, and I'm happy with the result. And I'm also happy with the result of today's practice, and I hope that you guys got some of that in as well. I hope that your results are just as good. Still need to still need to sit down and figure out a way if I can get you guys to maybe share your work with me on here. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I think we definitely have a lot more practice to do with the arms. There's a lot of practice to be had in general, but I think we're getting better. And one thing I can really like look at in my own work is the line quality. I think that's gone a fair bit better since we've been practicing. It gives me more freedom to sort of play around with the choice and play around with the style of line that I want to do. So this is just in general great practice, and I hope you're getting this practice in as well. But with that said, I will see you in the next one. If you did enjoy this, leave a like. If you want to see this continue and grow, leave a sub. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload, you have to click the little notification bell and enable your notifications and all that. I'm going to put the pencil for anyone interested in the description below, just so it's clear, and you guys don't have to ask in the comments about all this stuff. I only put this in there is because I'm usually quite curious as to what people are using, so I thought this would be a better solution. You guys won't have to ask, but yeah, pencil will be down in the description, references down in the description, and yeah, I'll see you in day 10.